One more time. We back again, family. They let us do it one more time. We had Dr. Haggard was coming on with us tonight. He was we trying to set him up for every Wednesday, but he has some serious situations going on, some stuff that he must attend to. So we definitely respecting that, and we hope all is well with that, brother. Dr. Haggard was on our last Wednesday. If you want to check that one out on the Clipperdome Chronicles, we've been, if you've been watching here lately, we've been trying to dig into a piece where they're trying to use barbershops as mentoring centers. So in that, what we want to do is try to make sure we can merge that with some mental health professionals. But we already have the clientele that's available because it takes us from maybe 3 to 10 years to build clientele. So if we already have that clientele and we have people's trust in people's ear, because a lot of people do listen to their barber, but we don't want to pretend that we are mental health professionals. But we do get a lot of questions and we do get a lot of situations. A lot of times we get a different vantage point because we can know the grandfather, the father, the uncles, the cousins, the brothers, and then the grandchildren or the sons. So as the mental health professionals, they can just really get maybe a more myopic view of what he or she could be going through in their life because they're just talking to that individual. When you get to know the family, when you get to see people that know them well and they have different vantage points, we get to hear a lot of different sides. And so we get to know that person from different angles. A lot of times when the brothers come into the shop, they just need you to listen. It's not really anything that you need to say. That clientele is there. A lot of times, we'll have some men crying in the chair. They could lose a mom, a mother, a father, a spouse, a wife, a brother, all that, grandfather, all those type of things. So we get the fallout. We get the opportunity to be able to sit there in the shop where it just could be two brothers and you just listening and you watch this man elevate and go through this crisis, this turbulence, and then he could turn that, it can either break him or it can make him. And a lot of times we see it often. So we there to not be mental health professionals, but be that listening ear with experience with my shop. So what we're trying to do is I was on a panel about 2 weeks ago. So I was on a mental health panel or board with 2 doctors and 2 counselors. And then it was just myself. So we're trying to figure out how we can take the mental health professionals and merge them with the barbershops because they're trying to use barbershops as mentoring centers. So if we can get that done, I think that will be great. I think that would be tremendous. That would be huge if we could get some mental health professionals to accompany us in that journey with these brothers. Okay, so when we were on that panel 2 weeks ago, when I was on the panel with the doctors and the counselors, I don't want it to feel like it's a threatening position, like we're trying to take their jobs. We're doing it anyway. Whether the mental health professional is engaging us or not, or engaging the clients or not, Black men are hurting. Black men need some mental health tools, skills, and resources, and we're dealing with those things. So what we're trying to do is let them know that there are some professional shops, okay? So we know barbershops, y'all. We know some of them, they could be watching some things on TV that's inappropriate, maybe for young people or women. They could be having inappropriate conversations. They could be listening to inappropriate music. Sometimes they could be in the back gambling. They could be out in the front gambling. Those places, that's part of our culture. I'm not downing them, those brothers. It's like any family. You're going to have different facets of your family. You're going to have some people that you wish would do it a little bit different, but that's just what it is. So I embrace my culture. I won't trade them in. That's what they do. And we got to try to see if we can fix that within. That's not something that we need to be discussing on the outside because we service the community. Okay. I've had people from my shop, they'll ride by and blow the horn because their grandson or their brother or their cousin could tell them about some of the functions that I did to promote little get-togethers, family events. We could hold different things at a club. And I held a big picnic every year. It was an annual picnic. It was that one and I had my restaurant also. So what we did was merge that with my classic car club. And we used to get together on Belle Isle back in Detroit in the Grand Prix pit, if you know where that is and what that is. So we had like 2 miles of classic cars. That's a mile on either side. We had about 400 or 500 people out there. We had a blast. So when we get the opportunity to engage people on that level, when we get the opportunity to have that many people come out and share with us and bring their families, that's the community service piece that we do. So when we say the culture, I want to make sure that we're not degrading or downplaying or subtracting from the other shops, because everybody got their own flavor, and we need that because some people like that. Some brothers need that type of atmosphere so they can go and unpack and relax and kick back, because that's what makes them relax. That's where they comfortable at. So now I want to tell you about my shop specifically. I started taking appointments only. I did reach a plateau in my barbering career to where I could pick and choose who was coming into my shop and who I could service. So what I didn't know was when I picked these different professionals, these CEOs, these entrepreneurs, these brothers that were trying to ascend to another level, I saw that camaraderie and how that started to play out in my shop, having a group of professionals. So what I did then is I started asking those necessary questions, because repetitiously I kept hearing the same thing over and over and over again. So when I started first, I started writing it down, okay, what they were saying. And then I started recording it. So then I took that information, I took that data and turned them into statistics. And then I started doing relationship forums with men and women. Okay, but that all stemmed from my barbershop. That's where it started. So I'm putting this out here to help people understand that there's a federal push to try to get barbershop as therapy centers, because we're doing it anyway. But what we're going to need to do after that is when they unpack, when the brothers kick back, when the brothers get a chance to relax, they can take that energy, and we could take them, get them to some mental health professionals, to somebody that can maybe help them after we realize that there might be a problem that they need to look into. So when I did started taking those appointments, and I found out how this was a community service piece, some guys came in with their PhDs and with their masters, and they said that they learned more in my barbershop than they did in school, because we coming from core substance. We dealing with real problems. We're talking about things that most men are going through on a daily basis. If it's with the family, mother, father, it could be the wife, it could be with the kids, it could be a brother or a sister. And so we get to hear all of these stories. So what we want to try to do now is we want to take advantage of this. So if you know anybody that gets into the grants, or anybody that has any ideas, or if there's some questions that you may have, we want you to see if you could send those in to us. You see the phone number down there. You can call in live if you would like to give us a call. So I'm sorry, y'all. I need to turn this phone on right now. Hold on a second, y'all. You can send us a question if you got a comment. If you have anything that you want to say, if you have some people that can help with that, if you know some mental health professionals that would like to zoom in on this, I would love to have them zoom in or give us a call so we can start pushing this agenda, so that we can start helping some of these brothers, because it's a lot of pain out here, and we need to do something about it. A lot of brothers don't even know that they're going through it. So that's just what we need to get into, and that's the push. That's where I'm going to right now. Hold on one second, family. So I'll post that podcast that panel that I was on 2 weeks ago. We'll put that up so you all can kind of see, touch, taste, and feel, and see what that all entailed and what that was about. But we got, Dr. Haggard is an integral part of what I do. He's been in like 90% of the content that I do have, in the direction that it went in. I was using his professional insight to take the necessary steps so that I could make sure that I was going in the proper direction, because I have the experience. He has a theoretical process to my practical application. So I would like to take my experience and couple it with his theory and see if we can come up with some solutions for these brothers. So I just wanted to put this piece out here tonight. Let y'all know that Doc is we're gonna be zooming him in on Wednesdays, and we're gonna continue to do the next generation conversations with my daughter and I, with me and Iman. So we want to start taking some calls. I'm gonna have people call into the Zoom, because normally when we did the show, we was putting that content together because we had some people that was interested in the show and they wanted us to bring it their way. So we were trying to do a piece to where we could start traveling around, Iman and I, and put this word out here and try to bridge the gap in the generation piece with the parents, with the Gen X and the Gen Z, or the Gen, what's that? I think it's Gen X and then the millennials. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do with that next generation conversations piece. So okay, so that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for us. I just wanted to put this one out here and let y'all know what direction we going into. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up and let me know you're there. Who's ever there? You got whoever there before we get out of here. I want to recognize y'all. I don't want to keep on going and don't recognize who's on YouTube here with us. Huh? Give a thumbs up. Who we got? Oh, Beast Thieves. Yeah, go ahead, man. Hey, got a question. Brian, now that you own, can you if you can see that number at the top of the screen, the question is, how do you think we can merge the brothers from the barbershop with their stories and experiences and have them connect with mental health professionals? Because we have mental health professionals, but how do we let brothers unpack and know that there's a problem and there are some solutions? Oh, we got a caller calling in now, y'all. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Oh, you calling from Maryland? Okay. Go. Did you hear the question?
Yes, I did. I heard it.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. What you think? Do you have any suggestions?
I think your question is very good. Actually, I believe the only way that they can really connect the two is to provide it as a study sequence.
Okay.
What I mean by that is they have to get in there and see for themselves.
That's what you
put it as a study.
Wow. There you go. They'll
be able to firsthand hear.
There you go.
And even promote what questions need to be asked.
There you go. I like it.
They're both is live. It's right there in front of them, and they'll be able to assess the responses.
From a professional standpoint, when we just doing it from a barber standpoint. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
have it from both ways.
That's dope.
The barber is the one that's connected.
Yeah.
Because as a bad frame for African American men, they're not going to readily go to a psychiatrist and find out what it is that they're doing.
Now
so to get it firsthand without them, unfortunately, without them knowing, is to get out there and just to observe it, interchange the questions, and actually get involved in the responses.
So so what I want to do now is I want to ask you what are your experiences being in the barbershop? What are some things that you learned from some other brothers? Because I know your brother had the shop, and I know you sat in on a lot of conversations.
Absolutely. But my biggest takeaway from that situation, Dennis, was it gives an unmerited, unguarded response.
Okay.
So when you have the conversation going with any individual in your chair, or even in the chairs of the waiting, they're not sitting there being guarded, trying to make sure that they said the right thing.
Right.
That are not open.
Right.
They're just in general conversation.
There you go.
So they're a little bit more readily open and transparent.
There you go. A comfortable atmosphere.
Open and transparent allows them to give true and honest responses for the most part.
That's right. That's dope. Yeah. Hey, man, that's beautiful. Okay, so hey, if you got anything that you want to add, if you want to continue, you can. I can let you. You can go ahead with that. You got something else? Some more observations?
I don't have anything else to add to it, but I really enjoy this conversation, man, because I've been a fan of barbershops being the ear to the community and being, as we would call it, liaison.
Yes, sir.
So to use it and put it in this environment would definitely be a liaison to the professional identification of mental illness. Because those individuals who have and are suffering from this disease are those who are definitely coming to the barbershop.
Yeah, no doubt.
And those who are affiliated with it are those who are coming to the barbershop.
No doubt. Okay. Well, all right, Brian. Hey, I thank you for your call, brother. I surely appreciate you calling in. Appreciate that information.
It, sir, and look forward to hearing more on this subject.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, that so we need a lot more of that. Now, that was a brick seat. Where my research comes from is brothers like that. When people tell me that I'm giving them my opinion, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what they have taught me in my shop. I had entrepreneurs, I had college educated brothers, I had professionals, I had upper management people. So these people were bringing more substance to the table. And not saying that if you're not that, you can't bring substance. I'm just telling you it's a different level of example of what black men are not, how we're not represented. Okay. So when I picked and I chose my barbershop, they think, okay, this guy just cut hair. It was so much more than that. But what that brother just said, what Brian just said was, we need to get the mental health professionals to come in and sit in live so they can touch, taste, and feel what we do. Because in some things, acknowledge, I can explain. Experience, I cannot give you. It is something you must do. It is something you must live. So that was huge. And like I told you, I'm going to take what Brian said, trust and believe I'm making the call tonight. And I'm going to put that task out there on the mental health professionals, invite those brothers and sisters out so that they can help guide and direct these conversations and try to come chime in and help us get them tools and resources put in place so we can have a proper conversation. So that's what I do. You get to see it in real time. What Brian just did was he added to the conversation in a way that I never thought of. Okay. I didn't think to do that. I'm just thinking we're going to have podcasts and we're going to do live streams and we're going to do all these other kind of things to try and get and push this movement forward. So now we got a new task. But this is what the Clipper Dome Chronicles is. It comes from people coming in the shop, or just people with their ideas and their experiences, and they bring it to the table. Because see, at the Clipper Dome Chronicles, we never compete. We only complement. We are into efficiency and elevation. We are not here to give you our opinion. We are here to collectively come together as a community so that we can serve it, get the best tools and resources, be most efficient as possible so we can move forward. This is not the end all, be all, cure all. This is just some tools. This is just some efficiency that can be elevated. So we thank Brother Brian for calling us tonight. So with that one, we're going to shut it down. So we want y'all to take this. We want you to test this. We want you to try this. Take it to the barbershop or take it to the hair salon. Take it to the job or take it to the church. Remember, you don't have to like it, believe it, or understand it. Sometimes you just have to respect it. This is the Clipper Dome Chronicles. Thank you.